Hi, my name is Max Young. I'm the CEO of Capital BPM. We are a gold certified Camunda partner. I'm here with Bastian Körber, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, from Camunda. Bastian, we're going to be talking a little bit about the new Camunda 8.3 release. So Bastian, would you please introduce yourself, give a little bit of your background, how long you've been with Camunda, and what the features are that you're most excited about with this release?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Bastian Körber. Being at Camunda since actually 10 or 11 months already, so close to my 1 year anniversary. I'm responsible mostly for marketplace and connectors. So I'm the product manager for connectors, and now it's turning out to marketplace. I'm pretty sure we will talk about this as well. So this will also already answer your question, what I'm most excited about, for sure, marketplace, because it's kind of my baby. And I'm really excited that we started this journey. I see it really just as a start. So at the Camunda Con, we announced it, and from my point of view, it's a start of a new journey at Camunda.
That's great. So tell me a little bit about how the marketplace works. I'm familiar with the concept of the marketplace for connectors, where potentially partners like myself or individual champions, or frankly anyone, so long as they write quality code, they can submit a connector so that it can be, it can be used by the larger community. Now, for the marketplace, that obviously implies some kind of a compensation, right? So can you tell me how that works? Are these free? Are they on a per use license? Are they sold? What is the vision? And also, what is the direction that it's going in? So is it going to be limited to just connectors? Is it going to be, expertise and like financial systems, say opening a new account or, UI widgets or tell me what the future holds.
Yeah, sure. So as I mentioned, we started with connectors because this was just the first thing. And why we actually built this connector, I don't know if everyone is actually aware of this, but we had our awesome GitHub connectors list, which were kind of a list of our Camunda connectors, but also partner connectors and community connectors. But every time as I was talking to customers and also partners, a lot of them were not aware that we have actually something like this. And also, if you were opening the web model, you could just find the Camunda connectors. And that's why we started to build the marketplace, just to make it easier to discover, and also giving our partner and community kind of a platform where they can say, hey, that's what we build and that's how to use it, and adding all marketing material to this. But as you already mentioned, connectors is one part, right? But we have several other solution accelerators. If you're just having a look at our community hub, there are a lot of stuff inside. And my vision about the marketplace is actually to create an ecosystem where we can share any kind of resource. So not just connectors, but also process templates, process patterns, right? So I see actually three kind of things there for process patterns. It's one more like educational process templates where you can say, hey, that's how to build a cool process. And that's some tips and tricks. Then the second one is more like technical incident handling. So for example, if you're orchestrating RPA bots, that you have like a best practice, that's how to handle the incidents of an RPA bot. And this directly in a process file, maybe combined already with connectors and maybe decision tables and so on. So all the solution accelerators we're having. And then the third one is use cases. So we're actually putting, for example, customer onboarding is a typical example of a process template. I could see these kind of templates also in our marketplace. And the end goal of this whole marketplace is really moving from a technical component marketplace, which we currently are, right? Connectors is technical components, forms are connected technical components, to an industry solution marketplace. So where we actually can provide industry solutions on top of Camunda. And how I'm seeing this from Camunda point of view, we're having I always like to compare it with Lego bricks, right? So we are having Lego bricks and, every kind of format, but we don't have the industry knowledge in each industry to create like a house, like a car and so on. What we can provide is the bricks, and then we have our excellent partners who can build solutions on top of that, and also customers, right? And that's I see the marketplace really as a platform to share this knowledge, to also showcase, hey, this is the industry solutions you could build, and then to provide these pre-configured solutions also to our customers. Say, hey, this is what you can build. For sure, you need to customize it, but it's like a starter and a kickstart for you to get into the right solutions. So it's not just technical components, also really solution driven.
So I love this, and I have so many questions. So, first question, let me be explicit. So let's talk about a connector like a Teams connector. Not all team connectors are created equal. Like we've written one for some of our customers that allow like Camunda to send like a message to people, and then those people get buttons and they can approve or reject, and then we take that feedback and we incorporate it into C8. But that was non-trivial. You've got to write a bot on the team side, and there's complexity that has to be solved. So the question that I have is, do you have a vision of essentially creating an app store for these assets? And if so, have you thought about the complexities of like reviews and like fake reviews and quality ratings and specializations, and what is the plan there? Because I have to say, I love what you're talking about. It sounds very progressive, and it sounds almost like an open source alternative, or an open source minded alternative to sort of the closed systems that you get from like a Pegasystems, where they have like a banking solution. So the social democrat loving side of me loves this, because it becomes very democratized and you can take expertise from anyone. But I can also see like quality and verifiability would be an issue, right? How does somebody know?
No, absolutely fair point. And we also getting this feedback also from customers. Can I trust this solution, right? So can I trust this connector? If Camunda is not owning this, how's it with maintenance and so on? So there's these definitely topics we are having discussion about, and what we are thinking about is a certification process. So we want to stick to open source and also the open contributions, because that's where we're coming from. But I also get the point that we need kind of quality insurance, and that's why we're thinking about certification process, so that you can see in the marketplace, like certified by Camunda, where we have like really quality insurance, the security check, all this stuff. And then we also need to think about the commercial models, right? So because this is also an overhead, which gives our customers kind of the, let's say, we make sure that this has a good quality, this is provided by we can also kind of support it, but also we need kind of then a commercial model around it. So it's not that's free of charge. Like these kind of things we can't offer free of charge, and also our partners can't offer it, right? So you're getting more, but there will be also commercial model behind this. How the full certification process will look like, I can't answer right now. We have it on our radar, we have it on our roadmap, but we want to go iteratively, right? So we're starting with connectors, adding more technical components to this, and seeing also how customers are adapting this, right? So this is really important for us to see how they're using this, what is missing, also how we can do the version handling, how we can later on bundle solutions. That's also a technical question. And then also adding this certification process to, and also make sure that no one can manipulate this. So there's a lot of stuff behind it, right? So it's not, we're not talking about a product which is now ending and we just release it, that then we're saying we are done. No, that's what I mean directly at the beginning. This is just the start of the full journey.
Yeah. And, the connector architecture, I think, is a very organic place to start with this. It makes a lot of sense. It's discrete. It's essentially stateless. You can sort of plug and play these guys. But I can also see where it introduces complexity. So, for example, I come from the programming world. So, when we write like methods or functions, sometimes we try to write them in such a way that you can chain them together, right? And I could see like connectors having some kind of a mechanism or evolving into some kind of a mechanism where you can chain them together. So like we read something from a Google Drive, we, upload it to something else, somebody approves it, we come back, and I could see this ability to kind of really, to your point, put these Lego pieces together in such a way that they create like a beautiful dinosaur or something, right? And you sell the entirety of the dinosaur to somebody.
No,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
so I think that's really exciting. Um, where can the community contribute, not just to the assets, but to the thought leadership, like the things that you're considering around this space? Where can partners like myself contribute, and where can customers contribute? How can Acme come to you and go, boy, these 7 connectors like Salesforce and SAP and da 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 are really high priority, and they're not as useful as, or maybe there's something that's really like, a Raspberry Pi connector that's not as important, and we want to vote on this. How would
Mm.
it for that?
So what we're planning to do, and actually next month, is also implementing our web marketplace and kind of an idea pool,
Mhm.
with rating and so on. So what we are really curious about is what are customers looking for? So what kind of connectors, right? And what kind of use cases? Because also if you saw the presentations on CamundaCon there, finance and all the kind of industries, right? So sometimes you don't know what people are actually building with Camundas, and that's why we are thinking about, or actually already implementing an idea pool management in our marketplace. So where you can add your idea. So for example, you don't have any know-how knowledge how to create a connector, but maybe you're looking for someone, then you can just say, okay, this is what I want, this is the use case I'm looking for. And then there will be also kind of an upvote functionality. So if more customers are looking for this, or more community members are looking for this, and then you also partners can announce new connectors. Like also if they're currently not available, they can mention, hey, it's coming soon. And then also we want to connect our whole ecosystem, right? And with the marketplace now we can create this kind of ecosystem. I don't know if everyone is actually aware that you have two kind of patterns how to create a connector. One
No.
is one is just plain element templates, so you can reuse our connector one time. So if you're, for example, connecting to any kind of REST API, you don't need to code it, right? So you can just use element templates. And if you're having a look at our Camunda connectors, for example, the OpenAI, the UiPath connector, all these connectors are actually element templates which are reusing our REST connectors. So this is just plain JSON. And Nike did a pretty good job where he's describing how to get there. And actually, you don't need any IDE for this. So you can just do it with the web modeler. And there's a call to action where you can say save configuration. Then you can customize however you want to do this. And you can put these kind of connectors also on our marketplace. The advantage of this is also the installation journey is just plug and play. So you're just saying using software as a service, and then we're downloading the template, and then you're ready to go without installing anything. So that's also pretty cool, I think.
That's really cool. And I knew about that, and I saw that just, I think last week, he also did a complimentary one on how to create connectors using Java, which, for a lot of people, like my experience with Java goes back to when it was still called Oak back in 1991. So for a lot of us, that's our native language, and that I thought that was really exciting. Bastian, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot. Screen, like, could you show like a screenshot or something of what the JSON-based connectors look like?
So I just opened our out-of-the-box list, and all these connectors you can find here, we call it protocol-based connectors, are actually element templates only. So let's just go to our GitHub connector, because our GitHub connector has like 20 operations. And how it's looking like, you have like a normal connector, you're giving an ID, and what is like, let's say the special thing is this line of code. So this line of code actually says, okay, we're reusing our REST connector. And the whole UI logic is handled by templates, but the backend, like the API call, we are reusing our REST connector. So that's the most important line.
Mhm.
And maybe just to show it also how to do it in WebMonda, how you can find it is if you're using a connector, so let's say the OpenAI connector, you're having here a save as button. So if you just want to save your configuration, for example, want to hide later on the OpenAPI key, can just press save as. Then you're jumping to template editor and just can template it, customize this whatever you want, right? So you can hide, for example, the OpenAPI key. You can, yeah, as I mentioned, you can do anything what you want.
Right.
So just set it hidden and yeah, as I mentioned, you can do anything just pure with JSON, which is super cool, I think.
That is awesome. I had no idea that that was so mature. That's fantastic.
No,
Uh,
this is yeah, I think we started with this approach as I was joining Camunda. So before we had just this hard-coded connectors. And I'm coming from the RPA space, and we did this similar to the concept now. And that's why we have protocol connectors, which are really like the technical protocols, GraphQL, SOAP, and so on. OData is coming out as well. And then you put templates on top of that to make the usability more easy, right? So that's easier to interact and connect, and that you also don't need to re-enter all the time, like the URLs and so on. If you want to maintain URLs, you can just do it there.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Bastian, this is a really cool conversation. For me, it's early in the morning, so it's a great way to start my day. My brain's on fire. I'm really excited. Thank you for making time to talk to me today. Perhaps we could do a follow-up when your schedule permits.
Always, sure.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.